Well, YouTube, it's the 25th of March. We're going to go disassemble some more on the combine. But as I was getting my boots on, everybody wanted to get a little attention. So we have Pupsy over there, enjoying herself on her rug. It's the only dog I know that when she sleeps, she can cover herself completely up. Never had a dog do that before. She's coming over here for her pet. Solomon is over there, King Solomon, on top of the infrared heater. No, that's not hot, it's just nicely warm. And that's his favorite spot, because March is going out like a lion, came in like a lion. And Sage is wanting her favorite spot, wanted to kick me off the chair. So I don't think they want to come out to the shop today. They're loving their garage. To give you guys a report on the cattle, we got this one, this Hereford here, expecting any day now. She's holding on to it. Hart has had twinkle toes, it's what we're calling her. Nice little heifer. And Ruby's just over a year old. She's doing good. That's Ruby, Ruby Red. She is a Hereford Jersey cross. She's a cutie. They're a little mad because I won't let them out on the pasture. We've had 6 inches of rain, so then as soon as I do, she'll go into labor probably and have it in the mud, so we're not doing that. So they're all penned up. Twinkle Toes is doing great. She's about 3 weeks old, and she's loving life. That's a report on the cows. The herd is slowly increasing. Well, YouTube, I gave you an update on the animals. We're getting back to this big animal, and we are going to try to get the unloading auger out of there. We're going to have to get it disconnected down here below, get rid of some more sheet metal. May have to use the torch for the necessity of speed. And the lighting back here is poor, so I got another light shining down on us, which may create some shadows. But we are going to get started. We got to get something done because we want to get rid of this thing. So onward and upward on the disassembly. Unloading tube coming out of the top. And then I do believe we would be ready to drop this saddle tank. And this side should get pretty clean over here. And so we are going to see how it goes. Here we go. Direction on what I did here, and I got this shaft out. The first thing I did was took that plate off the bottom, and this bearing here I got took out the 3 bolts, and I drove it from inside here with a punch. Here it is. We wouldn't be reusing it. It was a good bearing, but we'd be replacing that. Then I had that side free then, and what I did was I took the flanget bearing loose here on this side. You can see they have repaired this at one time. It must have broke loose or whatever. So then the shaft was sticking through here, obviously, and I just took a grinder and cut the race of that bearing, took the pulley or the sprocket off, which is over there, so that I could get it through here, and then I brought this down. I did not clean this up. I honestly think this is pressed on. Don't know for sure, but that's the way I believe you're supposed to remove it, is get both sides free, and then you can pull it back and then angle it down. So these gears are now salvaged, and what we will do next is take these bolts out here and make sure that that will come straight up out of the top. I'll get you in focus here. The bolts around that edge, that red edge, should come right out. And then we unclamp it from the sidewall, take a forklift, get under it, and should just be able to lift it right up. Well, I have the top clamp off. I will have to give you an update. I couldn't really film it. There is a clamp right up here. It has a 5/8 bolt head and 11/16 nut. Massey was famous for that. Back in there, I don't know if you can even see that. I have to go down in the hopper and undo all the bolts around that flange, angle iron flange right there, and then we should be ready to bring the unit straight up and out. I have to go down in the belly of the beast. My helper man is on a field trip today to an aquarium, so he would be good at that. This old fat boy is going to have to go down in there. So here I go. Well, Fat Man survived down in there. Once you get down in there, there ain't much room. Those on the ring there are 1/2-inch nuts, and luckily the bottom ring is welded, so kudos to Massey for thinking ahead. This thing is now ready. We're going to hook a forklift on, get you back, and we are ready to pull this out of here, set it outside. Well, I hope you can see that. This is going to give me the most lift. I can tell right now I might be fighting that rafter right up there, but I can get, once I get it up and moving, I can get it out of there. I'm by myself today, so I can't be in two places at once. I'm going to put you on the tripod now as I attempt to raise that out of there. Well, there we have it. Another piece removed. Unloading auger assembly. Massey always doubled that edge up there. I think that was a good idea. Just this flighting, to be truthful, it just really, in my opinion, hasn't done much work. I think it was a low-hourred machine. Such a shame it was destroyed by a bale spear. So I will get that laid down and set outside. Another piece of steel we don't have to heat. Someday this heating will come to an end. I thought it would be already, but March is going out like a lion. So what I got to do now is get those sprockets off, and then that will free up those shafts across the hopper, and I'll have to go back down in the hopper. I'll have more room now, get the bolts along the side and the edge, and I think we will be ready to set off a saddle tank today. Well, I'm going to attempt to knock these roll pins out of these sprockets, get the sprockets off, then loosen the bolts behind it here, and then that part will come off. We got to get that bolt out, 2 bolts along there, and bolts right along there, and a couple other ones out on the outside right over here by the fuel gas tank mount down there. And I think we will get a saddle tank off today. Little persuasion from the big sledgehammer and this punch, and the roll pins came right out. I'm amazed at how well they did come out. This sprocket's coming right off. We'll have to maybe put a little heat on this one or get something behind it to get it off, but coming off nicely. Sprockets came off nicely, better than I thought. This one was a little stubborn, but we got it. Now I am going to loosen those flangettes there and get this ready to remove. We got the bolts out right down there on the fuel tank support. We got this bolt ground off. It was spinning. You couldn't get a wrench behind it. We're going down after those. So one more time, back in the belly of the beast, we have a grinder if they have to be ground off. So here we go. We'll see what happens. Try to take all the anticipated tools needed so I don't have to come back out of there. Then at the very bottom, we'll have 4 that we may have to blow with a torch, and I believe we will hook onto the saddle tank, and away it will go. This actually went better than I thought. All the nuts came right off. They must be welded on the backside inside the thrashing chamber, which is nice. This is loose. Timothy had already removed this bearing, so I just cut a slot in it and took that auger shaft out. That way it's out of the way and I could get in here better. So we are 4 bolts away, I think, from lifting off a saddle tank. All right, from what I can tell, I have 1 more bolt right there. We'll be able to get him out with an impact. I got those all out, and we're free back here. We have 1 in here, but there's no nut on him. That's going to just help hold it till we get it tied up, and then we can pry it apart, tap on it with a hammer. I'm going to get it rigged up now with the forklift. There's a loop right up there we can lift from, and we're going to get us a flying grain tank here. Well, we have it. All bolts are out around that flange. Never done this before. We got it supported up there. All those bolts inside the hopper I think are going to be a problem. I imagine it's sealed there, but we got a long bar, and we're going to see if we can pry it loose. Get you guys on the tripod. Here we go. We're going to see what happens. Somewhat solid. So we get Now I am going to tip it up and clean out the trash that has accumulated in it. Hopefully I am. I don't know how heavy this is. I've got plans for this badge, and we'll be getting to that, but at a later time. Here is one side of a combine with no hopper on it. Well, that went pretty good. We got the side cleaned up. I'm going to start concentrating on cleaning up and preparing to go right there next. So that's coming along. We'll see what we can get into. I decided to let them out a little bit. This is why I like calves. Look at her go. Ah, to be young again. I think we did good. Got started about 10:30 and got up to 3 o'clock. Got the saddle tank off and the unloading auger out. So I'm going to call that good. Like, share, and subscribe. We thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying this, because as soon as we can get this area opened up, we're getting back on that. Don't know if we'll make wheat, but we're going to give it a good push and see what we can get done. Thank you for watching.